The MCU's original Avengers lineup changed superhero movies forever, but now a new team is stepping into the spotlight. The Thunderbolts, aka the new Avengers, government-backed characters with a little bit of a dark past, packing some serious firepower as well. So how do they stack up against Earth's mightiest heroes? So let's break it down right here. It is inevitable to compare these two, Black Widow versus Yelena, because I mean they're literally sisters. Natasha was the ultimate spy from SHIELD and then like the Avengers team, you know? But Yelena is just as deadly and a bit more sarcastic than her, you know? Sometimes she's a little bit funnier, she's like more easygoing. So to build her, we're going to add this Maria Hill torso with some Darth Vader arms. I think they just to add a little bit of detail. And we're adding this headpiece from Ruth Beth Seraph. It's a new character from the new movie Captain America Brave New World. And for her hairpiece, we're using this one from like a Thor minifigure. So which one of these two is better, you know? I would definitely leave you guys to decide that in the comments. But I mean, I guess they're both cool equally, you know? So Thor is a literal god, you know? He's got his Mjolnir, he's got lightning and centuries of battle experience. But the Thunderbolts cap century, you know? He's a new hero, well, quote-unquote hero, you know, because he's got Void riding his back. Power of a million exploding suns, you know, insane strength, near invincibility, and if his mental instability doesn't cripple him first, this could be Thor's toughest fight yet, you know. So to build him, we're going to use this legs from Diana Prince, the, you know, Wonder Woman 1987 movie. That belt is from a Cooper minifigure from the Dreams line. Torso is from Thanos, and those arms, printed arms, are from a Lego Video robot minifigure. We're adding him a cape, of course, in dark blue, and this headpiece is from Cedric Diggory from Harry Potter. The headpiece, I think I like it quite a bit, and that hair is from a 80s musician minifigure. So I don't know how fair this comparison is, but let's give it a shot. Here we have Hulk versus the Red Guardian. You know, Hulk is pure unstoppable destruction. He's smashed alien armies and has gone toe-to-toe with some gods, you know. But Red Guardian, he's pretty strong as well, but more in a peak human way, you know. Still don't underestimate him because he's fought the Winter Soldier and has lived to brag about it. So in the end of the new Avengers movie, we get to see him in a little bit of a different outfit, you know. It's got like this racing sort of uniform with the Avengers with the Z. So we have this torso from a Ferrari driver. Those legs are also from a Cooper figure, and that head is from, you know, the official Red Guardian, aka Hopper from Stranger Things, you know. Just add a little blue cap, and here we have our Alexei Shostakov figure. Clint has never missed, but Ghost's facing ability is a game changer. Can arrows hit what they can touch? Here we have Hawkeye versus Ghost or Ava, you know. These two characters, I mean, they could host quite a cool fight, you know. I mean, if Clint figures out her facing rhythm, he could time a sonic arrow to disrupt her, you know, something like that. But then, like, going through walls is pretty, you know, unmatched in most scenarios. So for the legs, we're using the Fifth Brother Inquisitor figure, though that skirt is from Nia, and torso is from Stealth Spider-Man or Night Monkey. We're adding this little hood piece from Wild Style. Headpiece is from Echo from the minifigure CMF, and that hair is, I guess, is from like the BAM build a minifigure stations from the Lego stores. And this is our completed Ghost figure. So Steve Rogers was the gold standard, you know, the Avengers leader, or a hero defined by sacrifice, justice, and an unshakable moral code. But the Thunderbolts, they've got US Agent, you know. He's what happens when you take the super soldier serum and mix it with some ego and traumas. But who wins when the legend fights his successor, you know? I think it would be a pretty tied up fight, you know. To build the US Agent, we're using the legs from Iron Skull minifigure. This torso is from a Mandalorian Super Commando minifigure from the Clone Wars. We're adding some black epaulettes as well. And we're adding this headpiece from Aquaman. I think that beard is pretty spot on to what we see John Walker rock in the film, and we're adding his little hat. This one is from like a French minifigure, and just a little bit of a shield. I mean, I know it's not bent like in the movie, but that's US agent John Walker. Tony Stark, billionaire, genius, philanthropist, armored Avenger. Bucky Barnes, enhanced assassin, literally the Winter Soldier, you know, a living weapon. One fights with cutting edge tech and the other with brutal efficiency and that vibranium arm. So what happens when the man meets the machine and the machine fights back, you know? I mean, these two have quite a bit of history, you know. Remember Captain America's Civil War? Yeah, that went pretty, you know, rough to say a word. So to build our the latest and greatest Bucky Barnes, we're adding these legs from Hawkeye, we're adding just a little bit of a belt piece from a Inferno Squad Stormtrooper. This torso is from Hunter from the Bad Batch, and we added some arm, you know, detailing right there. We added his vibranium arm as well as a dual molded arm, and this head is from Bucky Barnes from the Infinity War, you know, sort of like bricked over pack, and just that hairpiece is from Norman Osborn, aka Green Goblin. So the Avengers were chosen by fate, right? Or just recruited by Nick Fury for a higher purpose, you know? They definitely inspired people. So what about the Thunderbolts or the New Avengers? I mean, they were chosen by Valentino Lagarde-Fontaine because they were expendable, you know, at first. Tools for shadow operations, do the dirty jobs, and all that kind of stuff. But now thinking about it, maybe that is the point, you know? The world has changed, New Yorkers have gone through a lot, you know? And of course, the next generation of superheroes isn't perfect. They are much more complicated, you know? All characters have flawed pasts, and just maybe that is what makes them more human and more relatable to us, the spectators and, you know, fans of these big ass franchise, you know. So thank you so much for watching, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this sort of new style of videos. Just hit that like button right now, subscribe if you haven't already, and also share with other Lego Marvel fans, because I mean, I loved Thunderbolts and I do have a lot of faith on this, you know, group of superheroes. So thank you so much again. Comment what you want to see next here in the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.